Okay, so next up from our downloaded files, which I've downloaded from Wigio, is going to be VLOOKUP1. Right, so in the previous video we used a ordinary lookup. From now on we're going to start using either VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Okay, so we got a list of students here. They've sat 3 exams. They've got an average score. The pass rate is 45, so anything greater than or equal to 45 gives a pass here. And then in order to score a grade, so we have A to F, we're going to have to look up this table to see what the equivalent grade is going to be. So first of all, we're just going to do just a simple pass or fail using the if statement. Okay, I'm just going to name this pass just to make things a little bit easier. Just try to get into the habit of naming ranges and naming cells, which you can then use in your formulas. It just makes things a lot easier in the long run. So here we have a result is equal to if. So the logical test here is if this is greater than or equal to the pass rate. So if that is true, obviously we get a pass. Alright, so value if true is pass, comma, and that brings us to value if false, we get fail. So that's just a simple if statement. Right, so just have a look at the formula. Oh, we'll go up here to look at the formula. Let's see if that works. Right, 73 is a pass, which is correct. Down here we get a fail because it's under 45. So now the interesting bit, using the VLOOKUP, let's find out what the grade is going to be given these marks. So anything above 85 is an A, anything above 70 is a B, above 55 is a C, and so on, right? So if you score 73, it doesn't show up on this table. So we're going to have to look in between 70 and 85 and we get a B. Right, so we're not going to match these values exactly with what's here. Right, we're going to match them approximately. So in and around, so that one is going to fit in between the 70 and the 85. So let's use the VLOOKUP function. Is equal to VLOOKUP. Right, that's how we started. But just before we do that, right, I'm just going to take a look down here, because underneath in this file we have an explanation of what the VLOOKUP actually does. So VLOOKUP, what, where, return what, approximate or exact. So we have to ask ourselves the question, first of all, what am I looking up? Where am I looking? What do I want to return? And am I looking for an exact match or an approximate match? Right? And then we talk a little bit about the column index number. Basically in Excel, to add a little bit to the confusion, when we're talking about tables, okay, we talk about columns. So this is column 1 of this table and this is column 2. So let's name the table first of all and call it grades. And everything I've said up to this point will become a little bit clearer. So that's our table and that's called grades, and we name that in the name box. Right, so naming ranges and cells makes our formulas easy to understand. So this is now called grades, as we can see. Okay, so we're going to start using the VLOOKUP. Is equal to VLOOKUP. So in order to find out what grade I'm going to get, I have to know my average score. So that is the value that I'm going to look up, and that value is contained here in F5 and all the way down. Okay, so where am I going to get my answer from? I'm going to get my answer from this table here because 73 fits in between 70 and 85 and I'm going to get a B, right? So this is where I'm going to get my answer from, the grades table. Next, what do I want to return? Right? So when we're talking about tables, right, we can ignore these letters up here now because we're actually in a table which is in the Excel spreadsheet. So it's kind of a standalone table within the spreadsheet. This is column 1 of the table. This is column 2. And if we had further columns, there'd be 3 and 4, but we only have 2 columns here. So column 1, column 2. So I'm looking up 73, which I'm going to find in column 1, and I want to return the value from column 2, which is, in this case, it's going to be a B, right, for 73. So it's column index number is going to be 2. The last part of the formula then, true or false. Okay, am I going to have an approximate match or an exact match? So 73 does not appear in this table, but it's between 70 and 85. So I'm going to go with an approximate match, which is true. So I can use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Oops. Right. I can use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Select true, approximate match. Tab, close my bracket. I get a B. And then I'm going to use my fill handle then to fill up for the rest of the results. Okay, so here we have 38.7, which is between 25 and 40. It's an E. Here we have 54, okay, which is between 40 and 55. It's a D. So give that a go.